So in the Bible, there's a part of it that says exactly exactly the breakdown of. Let me see if I can pop this up. My phone might die, so bear with me. There was it was a guide, an actual guide. Like, you know how if you run a company or you have a club, you have policies and procedures, you delegate the hierarchy. This is the president, the executive, the blah, 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 the treasurer. So when God created us, the God, God the Father, Adonai, the father of all the gods, because the gods of old, of Egypt, of every culture, they all had a divine representation of their people. So like, and it's in the Bible. It's literally in the Bible. It says things like Zeus and Apollo and again, the Indians, they have theirs. The Egyptians, they have theirs. We act like we take the word being the law being the Bible, as a word, as a fact, as a real truth. But yet we didn't read it. We're not reading it. It's literally telling us that they divided the land, they divided and appointed the gods to be the protectors of certain locations and peoples. They even went as far as it breaks down and tells you bit by bit who will do music, who will do the churches, who will be the teachers, who will be the healers, who will be the everything, okay? Because even again, there's different parts of the church. There was the priests, but then there was the prophets, then there was the saints, all meant to be a structure to guide so that Eden and heaven could exist. We could live unified, peacefully. That's why they did the marriages, right? The marriages throughout royal timelines, right, was about building a stronger legacy, a stronger bridging the lands and the people, uniting them together. It wasn't. This is where people get it twisted. It was about love and unity and strengthening the empire of God. Okay, and man twisted these marriages, twisted these covenants, these promises, these divine unions that were meant to unite. And they took it to be power. I'm really proud of you. They wanted the numbers. They wanted the glory. They became delusioned on that every bit of power, every bit of success, every bit of fruitfulness, be it brain, beauty, bounty, right? It all came from God. And anything taken for granted could be taken away. And time again, God has shown the anointed. He has shown His glory and glorified people. He has also showed that you can lose your anointing. You can lose your way. And just because you were called or chosen doesn't mean that you will keep your divinity and your acclaim, your gains, your treasures, your family, your kingdom. Because somewhere along the way, because we are of the flesh, it's very easy for us to let pride or cracks in our armor, in our hearts, and in our spirit crumble what the point was, to corrupt what the purpose is, to corrupt who the real boss is. Okay? Who, and again.
Great, that's great. So, listen, thanks for scaring me, and, maybe...
The point is, love. Love, even love, has been corrupted. But pure love, pure faith, pure righteousness, pure intention, with the full armor of this purity, okay? And I don't mean pure like you don't swear, you don't smoke, you don't cry, you don't have pain, you don't have bad days, you don't get cranky, you're not. Pureness comes in the fact that you're willing to take accountability for your filth, for your flesh, for your mistakes. You're willing to learn. Your heart is open. You're not loving yourself. You're not giving glory to yourself. You're not trying to gain kingdoms or wealth or clout or likes or friends or family and pats on the back. None of that. That's not what love is. That's not what power is meant to be about. That's not what ever was the point, right? So even when they had these divine unions, hold on, my phone's gonna die probably, but not really, because God is amazing, and just like they kept the oil lamps burning forever, He can keep your phone going forever. And again, sometimes so offhandedly, we miss out on the real glory of God because we as man, and I mean mankind, we tend to, even though we, like, so there was a part where one of the disciples says to Judas, "You're a fucking hypocrite. You believe God can put swords in all our armies, all our people's hands, but you don't believe He can do this. You believe that," and so even like all the fairy tales, Beauty and the Beast, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, Snow White. These are all bits, and even other stories like Zeus, Aphrodite, Apollo, Artemis, Icarus. These stories are all the stories that come from the original story. And these are all meant to be, again, because we as people somehow have corrupted and lost the awe and the loyalty that was meant to be for us as humble servants to the God, to appreciate the gifts that were given to us. So the life, your life, the life of your children, the life of your love, your partner, your education, the bounty of the land, so the crops, the clothing, the jewelry. There's the beautiful story about a baby being cast away with the umbilical cord tied around her neck, being covered in blood, just tossed into a field. And He came and He washed her with the wings, and He anointed her with oils, and put on jewelry and this and this. But this is what's crazy is that, so just like these jewelries and these earthly riches, these material things, so even now we have marriages, right? We have marriages. People get married in the churches or the courthouses, and the courthouses and the churches have a huge responsibility to the people, but they have lost the privilege, because they don't honor the privilege. It is a privilege to be appointed to a place of representation, to be the witness, to be the seal that binds these marriages or these covenants, that these marriages are meant to be divinely orchestrated. They're meant to be, so you could be married to someone, but they're not your someone.
Saying about the special assignment, Major? Back at headquarters, we've decided.
And there used to be like a process, like it had to be a certain type of, and again, people don't understand this. This was meant to protect you. So there's a thing for different blood types. They don't mix. So if the certain blood type is a positive blood type and a negative blood type unite and they grow a child, that child is at risk of immediate death, or the mother is, because the blood types in her are at war. They don't recognize this. They're like, this is a foreign body, so I must attack it. And if it doesn't kill the baby, it kills the mother. So that's why you still to this day have to get blood tests when you go to the doctor when you have prenatal care. Because again, it's important to get certain medications so that your body won't reject the fetus and you won't die. Another thing about these that we've corrupted is with the unions, and to not understanding that we were meant to take this land and this people together to build the kingdom, to build the legacy, to build the love, to spread the light, to enhance the fruitfulness of the land and the people. But man has corrupted, not through their self, but also, so these other gods too started to believe that they were the God. They were the God. They was it. Their powers, their tricks. They have this magic and these divine signals and capabilities from God, but they corrupted it. They used them so long and so self-fulfilling for their gain, for their ulterior motive, that they started to believe that they was it. This is my gift. This is how I do it. This is the way. And so, for some reason, because Satan is a trickster and a very, somewhere along the way that man forgot the woman. They forgot the woman. They forgot the true bringer of life, the true bringer of love, the true healer, the true... The man is the head, right? But the woman is the neck, okay? We are meant to hold the head up so that the head can see. We are meant to support it. But at times, we're meant to direct it where it needs to go, so it don't fall off, so it don't fumble, so it doesn't get lost or weary. And the man is meant to lead and the woman to follow, but also not exactly in the way that it sounds like one is behind the other. So the woman, the story of the rib, right, is not because, first of all, there's a couple different ways you can look at that, but let's look at it in regards to a man and a woman are meant to be a union. So it is not from, he's not meant to be above her, she is not meant to be below him, she's meant to be on his side. Under the wing, protected, strengthened as a united partnership. Kind of like how, so like two, okay, I just thought of this. So the heart, like not this heart, like that cartoony, like fake, but like an actual heart. It's a little bit like off-kilter, if you've ever, I don't know if that kind of displays what I'm trying to go for. But if you think about how a man is typically larger and typically taller and more brolic or wide and stocky, right? But the woman goes under it. So and again, our heads, right? Oh my God, this is so great. I'm so excited about this picture that just came to me. So if you look at like the real heart, it's kind of like misshapen like this, which is exactly a little bit like how a woman and a man would be snuggling. And then if you think about it, our heads, right? Our heads would be like the ventricles that are coming out of the aorta, right? Or the chambers, the different chambers. I don't know, I'm not a scientist or a doctor, and it just came to me on the fly, but it's still beautiful. So if you think about it, that instead of like this, like a cartoony type of heart, which is like one of my favorite things, but it's more like this, which is more like the natural shape of a heart, which would represent the man being on a protector and a united love. You know what I mean? I'm going to pause that because I just got so excited and I need to think for a second. Okay, but again, the point is, people get married, but your marriages are not who your divine partner is supposed to be. We have the religion, or the nations, the countries, the government, the boundaries, which were originally always there, the tribes. But the tribes were abound. Okay, they were scattered, they were broken, they started letting the power and the divinity and gifts that were bestowed upon them go to their heads. And they started isolating and separating the people. God did this originally because, again, man got wrapped up too big for his britches, right? So, and again, God knew that the only way that we would ever grow is to give us a little bit of struggle, is to not unite us, because we have God in us, because we have been bestowed these gifts, we are easily entitled. We are easily like tricked by ourselves and our flesh. Me, the next best thing, all is mine. Gimme. We're insatiable. Not realizing that the gold and the silver or the fruit and the vegetables and the birds and the bugs and the people, and they're all gifts from God. Nothing is ours. So because the God in us is Him. It's all His. So we're like, and again, so because He was such a loving Father, and because Jesus and His sacrifice and the Lamb's life and the sacrifice, we don't understand either that we are vessels. So I've been talking a lot about consciousness and spirits and entities, or
my name is Darvin. I'm Courtney. I'm Jackie. And we switched to continue.
Right, how you can lose yourself or be removed from yourself by these other entities, either willingly or unwillingly.
Cellular, no problems. Better customer service.
This is a way, because again,
what I'm paying and why I'm paying.
There's rules to this. There's rules, okay? There's a structure. There's a layout. It's in the Bible. It's in the Bible. But again, we were meant to. So like, okay, I was saying about having a business, right? So you have a business, you set it up, you delegate who's going to do what, you have a policy and procedure, a handbook, a manual, but then it goes away because you're trained. You now are meant to walk in that word, in that procedure, in that policy. You're meant to know it and live it, walk it daily throughout your shift or your work week, what have you. You don't keep it on the walls. Well, you might to start new training, but again, also too, like the senior employees are meant to lead by example. Monkey see, monkey do. Somewhere along the way, we keep forgetting this, and then we only pick up the book to try to be like when it benefits us in our way. We have stopped walking fully in appreciation or in love to the gifts that we were given, to the unions that we were meant to, the bridge that we were meant to build God's kingdom. and unite the gods, and that are all still meant to submit to Him. And yeah, so again, the point is we forgot our place. We forgot the policies and procedures. We forgot that we are vessels. And we forgot that the magic or the intelligence and technology and development all came from Him, the Most High. And then through Him, the Son, S-O-N, and most importantly, the S-U-N, because they are the same. That's the light. And then He's the way, the truth, and the life, but He's the light, which is the sun and the moon. And again, there was a union between the Lamb, Jesus, and His wife. There was a partner. That's the mystery. The mystery is love, the bridge between the nations, the fact that we're meant to be one religion, one language, one race. Doesn't matter the color of your skin. It doesn't matter your religious background or belief. It doesn't matter what package you wanted God's prophecies or purpose and procedures to be orchestrated. It doesn't matter what we thought it would look like or how we wish it would look like. What matters is that what it always was and always is. And if you know, you know. And if you don't know, you should ask somebody, or better yet, ask Him. Go to the book. Let it be your guide. Go within. Talk to Him. Whether you smoke cigarettes, whether you... I don't recommend anybody doing drugs, okay? At all. Never. Especially hard drugs. But, like, people are, like, really big on, like, smoking weed is the devil. In actuality, like, alcohol would be worse of a spirit to... or a substance to take in. Now, I'm not saying, again, I fall victim to especially struggle with caffeine and cigarettes. I've tried so many times, but again, I'm just a flesh. I'm just a girl. I'm just a spirit. I did quit smoking. I quit drinking long time ago. But at times, you know, peer pressure will make you take a sip or whatever have you. But there's a time, too, where God also says, drink the wine. There's a time where you're meant to drink. Or there's a time where you're, like, certain culture won't talk unless they're smoking. Like the peace pipe, like the Indians, okay? They don't, whether they use weed or peyote or some other type of ingestible smoke, they don't talk business or policy unless they're smoking. A lot of these things too, or the shamans ingested mushrooms and whatnot, what have you. Now these things are all corrupted, and I'm not saying to do this, but I just want to point out that if at any time you are under a substance or an addiction or a habit, be it shopping, be it... People can even be addicted to the Bible, to the church, to their righteousness, okay? And put on this big front like, I'm so religious, I know these books, I know this book back and forth, but again, they're corrupting it. They've corrupted themselves. They're putting on... They're really sick, and all you can do is pray for them. But this is my point, what I'm saying about that, is that you, no matter what substances you're on or not on, whether you're rich, you're poor, you're male, you're female, you're gay, you're straight, you're Muslim, you're Catholic, you're Christian, you're worship the ancient gods through Native American cultures or the Egyptian gods, any of this, okay? At any time, you can talk to God. You can talk to the Most High. You can talk within, to your spirit. Because like I said, he's in all of us. We are all in each other. The source is a collective. We are all united. The frequency and vibration, and just as like we're connected to the earth, we're connected to each other. We're connected to the Most High. So, but again, sometimes we get wrapped up in shame or unworthiness, to think that God wouldn't hear us, to think that we can't be called to be an example or a messenger, a prophet, an anointed one, the Antichrist. Because again, we place the wrong God, up on a pedestal. Because even Jesus was a man. And he said many times, I am just a man. It was, how hard for him must it have been? Like, nobody thinks about that, too. And to sit back and knowing that, okay, he was willing to be sacrificed. But again, so many people were okay to let that happen. Like, that's the part that, and again, I see the big picture. He saved a lot of people. But also, now is the time to not allow the sacrifice of the lamb and the lamb's wife. Now is the time to knock down the idols. Now is the time to restructure the land, the nation, to unite the people, to bring God's family, my family, your family back together. Because again, we were apart too long.